Rome and antiquity as a whole is one of the most awesome time periods of all time, and few game publishers are as devoted to the Republic and Empire as publisher Slitherine. Over the course of the past decade and even beyond, Slitherine has offered and continued to publish unique gaming experiences in the ancient Roman world, some of which have already been featured on this channel. However, there's probably some you haven't even heard about. And so in this video, we're going through a curated history of Roman experiences from this publisher who currently celebrates 25 years. And I want to give Slitherine a big thanks for teaming up with me on this video. And of course, if any of the games on this list interest you, make sure to check them out on Steam by following my links below. In its later years, you might know Slitherine from its historical deep dive into immersive battles and campaigns across the ancient world, primarily through Field of Glory 2 and Field of Glory Empires. But to fully understand the length to which Slitherine has gone to depict this long era, we have to go back, way back. Our adventure begins in 2002, when the company released Legion, later re-released on Steam in an improved all expansions included version as Legion Gold. Legion was ambitious, combining economic and diplomatic management with movement of armies and even full real-time battles. This meant you needed to think like a governor and a general at the same time. And even though it's easy to tell that this game is from over 2 decades ago, the retro style of Legion's visuals means it remains a charming and unique experience even today. Legion Gold allows you to do everything the game offers, but now in various eras and across different regions and theaters for the ultimate retro Roman era experience, especially if you happen to be the nostalgic type. Continuing the grand campaign style of Roman era games moving 10 years ahead, in 2012, Slitherine published Alia Jacta Est by developer Agiad, arguably the largest and most complex Roman strategy game they'd ever published. Here, your campaign spanned the complete Roman world, but the time period and situation you find yourself in depend on the scenario you choose to play, and there's quite a few to choose from the entirety of ancient Roman history. In Alia Jacta Est, you don't concern yourself with the building of settlements and cities, even though you must take advantage of roads and the like, so the game focuses first and foremost on the managing of armies on a strategic level. Here, you'll take care of your generals, armies and their various units as they make their way across the world and from province to province. Battles are automated when armies clash, but offer lots of detail into why things happen the way they do, meaning that unit combinations, terrain, fort levels, range units and supply are all factors you have to take into account. Each scenario offers usually 2 factions to play as well, even though the campaigns have more AI enemies on offer. This is classic wargaming in the traditional sense, and Alia Jacta Est offers a deep such experience. Taking a tiny break from the grand experiences, did you know that there are people out there who saw one aspect of Roman civilization and wanted to make a game on that single aspect? In 2014, Slitherine published Quadriga by developer Tunopia, a game that focuses solely on Roman chariot racing. You'll see that this is much more intricate and dynamic than you might think, as you control these chariots both in real time or on a turn-based level should you wish it. You're able to upgrade various components of your team, including skills, chariot quality and size, and manage your horses. There's even a campaign that takes you across the Roman world and into various types of circuses, and you get to manage a team that ensures your historical Roman chariot team takes gold. Coming in a simple package that reveals great depth as you play, Quadriga oozes passion and is one of Slytherine's hidden gems. The same can be said of this next title. Mare Nostrum is a game devoted entirely to ancient Mediterranean naval battles, published by Slitherine and developed by Tunopia, again. In Mare Nostrum, you control navies of the ancient world in battles that aim to simulate the inner workings of this early type of naval warfare, forcing you to make the best of the tactics at your disposal, including formations and maneuvering, a number of different types of attacks from ranged arrow and artillery fire to ramming and boarding, taking morale and stamina into account, and of course admiring the tactical genius the game allows you to display. Everything in this game is based on history and historical tactics as much as possible, and Mare Nostrum includes 14 different ship types, a system of command orders and how far they can reach on the battlefield, and weather effects like fog, wind systems, and rain, likely making this the most in-depth ancient naval-focused wargame you've ever seen. Continuing with perhaps the best-known ancient wargame Slitherine has published, we have Field of Glory 2, developed by Byzantine Games. Field of Glory 2 offers perhaps the most in-depth depiction of the armies of the ancient world, spanning not just close to 3,000 years of history, from Old Egypt to the Byzantine Empire, not just a wide variety of regions and cultures, but also various campaigns to play these battles in. Managing the various unit types, terrain, morale and so on and so forth is crucial to succeeding in Field of Glory 2, and even though many factions have equivalent units to each other, small and large differences must be kept in mind, and it's a ton of fun learning and mastering this game. The turn-based nature of it makes it extremely tactical, and large-scale battles where so much must be taken into account is exactly what Field of Glory 2 excels at. Finally, the last two games we'll be diving into today are both based on intricate grand campaigns, both highly unique in their own way. The first is 2018's Aggressor's Ancient Rome, published by Slitherine and developed by Kubat Software. Aggressor's Ancient Rome is another one of those hidden gems you might have never heard of, but which offers something truly unique. This is something as rare as a 4X game in the Civilization vein, where you move workers and settlers around, lay down roads, found cities, and move your armies around the map. But, and this is quite major for a history fan such as myself, this is a 4X game that actually takes place on a map that accurately depicts the ancient world, rather than something random, even though the game actually lets you do that as well should you want to. However, in the main campaign, history and accurate representation has been important, taking place in an actual definable time period with real empires and their ambitions. The game's visuals are certainly fairly basic, but there's something charming to it all as well. I love that you can switch between terrain and political map mode. I adore those banners flying in the wind. I absolutely love the artwork depicting the various faction leaders, government types, objectives and so on, and you know, Aggressor's Ancient Rome is made such a charming game because of it. Fitting somewhere between a traditional 4X game and a grand strategy one, it's a great experience to dive into and offers a historical strategy game quite unlike any other. And last but certainly not least, Field of Glory Empires is Agiad's second foray into the Roman era with Slitherine as publisher, but there are two main differences between Field of Glory Empires and the much older Alia Jacta Est. Field of Glory Empires offers deep empire management first and foremost, having you take control of one of the dozens of ancient era nations here, raise their cities, buildings and populations, manage happiness and order, but it also features Agiad's signature new decadence mechanic, which simulates both the rise and fall and internal turmoil of empires that grow large or stagnant. The brand new engine is a massive step up from the developer's older titles, both in terms of visuals and performance, but what makes Field of Glory Empires truly special is that thanks to Byzantine Games and Agiad working under the same publisher, owning both Field of Glory 2 and Field of Glory Empires allows you to play your campaign in Field of Glory Empires, but play out the actual battles on the battlefields of Field of Glory 2, with all the wealth of units and tactics that come with it. This significantly increases the depth, opportunities and replayability of Field of Glory Empires, making it one of the most feature-rich and dynamic grand strategy games set in the Roman era ever. And thanks to the game's expansion, Persia 550 to 330 BCE, you can get a whole new perspective with a start date 200 years prior to the original, and amongst others, play as the struggling Hellenic city-states of Athens and Sparta, or recreate the powerful Persian Empire as Cyrus the Great. Antiquity is one of the most interesting and dynamic eras in history, and as you can tell, Slitherine is no stranger to it, offering a wide variety of games depicting various aspects of it, whether on the field of battle, at sea, in the Circus Maximus, or on the grand political stage. Let me know if you've had the chance to play any of these titles, and of course, if any of the games on this list interest you, make sure to check them out on Steam by following my links below. Let me know what you'd like to see from Slitherine in the future, and of course, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you so much for watching, thank you so much to Slitherine for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!